What is up, my friends? It is your doctor coming at you once again from the X Layer to provide you with your treatment that you require to be able to tolerate another day of having the X-Men statue withdrawal syndrome. You poor victim. Eventually, you will be able to cure it by just buying all the X-Men statues that ever existed. That'll solve it. Actually, that won't solve it. That'll just create a whole other set of problems, including bankruptcy and lack of walking space within your home, and more problems that I don't want to let you in on because it will scare the hell out of you. So instead, I will provide you with your treatment, which is this video of this very cool statue of Marvel Girl, also known as Jean Grey in her original costume. This is one of the 5 original costume X-Men that is being produced by Bowen Designs. They're producing the entire set of the 5 original X-Men. This was the second to come out, the first one being Cyclops, the third one being Angel, which I may or may not have posted yet, depending on when I'm posting this video. And there's also the forthcoming Beast statue, which may or may not have already been released. Again, depending on when this video is posted. Currently, it's June of 2013, early in June. And it's scheduled to be released late in June. So hopefully, I've already gotten it by the time you're watching this video, and I have been ecstatic as a result of getting it. I know I'm going to be because I'm really looking forward to that statue. It's a very impressive statue of Beast without his like blue fur, sculpted by the Kucherek brothers. It's looking like it's going to be very impressive. I can't wait to get it. And then of course there's the Iceman statue where he's going to be in like a snowy texture form, which is a variant of the clear Iceman statue that's forthcoming for the X Factor set. So with Iceman and Angel and Beast, that's going to round out the 5. It's going to make the full set. It's going to look very cool. I can't wait to have them all together. Um, so this is a very cool statue of Jean. It was sculpted, I'm pretty sure it was sculpted by Mike Cusinelli. This actually came out a couple of months ago, towards the beginning of this year or of 2013 or late in 2012. Let me see. This is 194 of 500. There's 500 of these lasses available, and it's produced in 2012. That means it was released probably at the end of last year, and released, you know, around that time. I've had it for a bit. I was happy to get her. She's beautiful. She came out very lovely. Um, she's got as far as the base goes, she's got the same base elements as Cyclops and Angel. They're all X bases. Cyclops is a little different. I think this is exactly the same base as the Angel statue has. They're all silver, and they've got like some dark shading, which is very nice. And then beyond that, I mean, you've got this beautiful, obviously, this beautiful female form here, which is Jean. And Mike Cusinelli tends to do a really nice job with these statues, with the ladies especially. Um, so he did the boots with the heels, looking very nice. And then, of course, there's like the blue leggings that go all the way up to the granny panties, which she's wearing, which is the same as Cyclops is wearing and Angel's wearing. They're wearing granny panties. Granny had quite a bit of panties to go around for the X-Men, apparently. Then she's got, of course, the X belt, the nice yellow gloves, and then you've got the top of her, which actually this has more wrinkles like between the belt and the top of the shirt, kind of giving it that more realistic quality than the other 2 statues. I didn't really notice that in the other 2 existing statues that I have of this team. So it looks like Mike Cusinelli put in a little bit more thought into this one. Actually, Mike Cusinelli did not sculpt the Cyclops statue for the original team. That was done by Kuram Alavi digitally, and that's one of 3 versions of that statue. The other 2 being X Factor Cyclops and Modern Cyclops. I may or may not have posted all of those on my blog yet, or my YouTube channel. So keep your eye out for those if I haven't posted them yet. Um, but Mike Cusinelli did do this one, and he did Angel as well, and the Kucherek brothers have done Iceman, and Beast. So those are going to look very cool because the Kuchar brothers are home run sculptors. You know, everything they sculpt is a home run. So there is that extra detail in her shirt with the wrinkles and like the shirt sort of being tucked in, and it's nice. It's nice that he gave it that extra touch. It makes sense because it's obvious that the guy likes sculpting women, and so he obviously likes sculpting her, and he wanted to take a little bit more extra time with her because why not? It's Jean, for God's sake. Poor Jean, who's now dead. Rest in peace. Rest in peace, Jean. Um, and then beyond that, of course, you've got the headgear and like the mask. It goes over her face, and then she's got a beautiful face, nice eyes and lips and nose. And then you've got in the back, you've got the hair kind of coming out. And as always, Mike Cusinelli does a great job with hair. It's like flowing and layered and full, and it's fantastic. And she's got this great pose. It's kind of like she's kind of got attitude, but not really. And she's got confidence, and she knows she's strong, and like she knows she's like excited because she's amongst all these like good-looking guys, and she's like the only gal, and she's loving being an X-Men, and that's what this statue relays. So it's really cool. So what's really significant about this statue and sort of the era that we're experiencing the X-Men now is that Jean, along with the rest of the original five X-Men, have been brought into the present via the writings of Brian Michael Bendis in the all new X-Men. So she and the rest of the X-Men have become very relevant in this design, in this form now, since those characters are in the present interacting with the X-Men of the present day. It's a very interesting story arc. And in fact, it has its own comic, like an ongoing comic. It's called All New X-Men. I'm sure some of you know what I'm talking about. Some of you may not, and that's why I'm kind of introducing the concept to you. Um, but this is the first time Jean is back into the Marvel Universe alive, from both for both the fans, from a reader's perspective, and from the perspective of the other X-Men that are in the comics. She died a few years ago in like stories told by Grant Morrison. Um, and she hasn't been back since. There was one story recently in which, in Uncanny X-Force, during the Dark Angel saga, in which Wolverine takes X-Force into the Age of Apocalypse universe, which is an alternate reality different from the normal Marvel universe, which exists in Earth 616. Every reality in the Marvel universe is labeled a number. The normal universe that we all have grown up with or read is considered Earth 616. The Age of Apocalypse reality, which was originated in the mid 90s, where all sorts of interesting things happened because Legion, Xavier's son, went back into the past, killed Xavier. In the present, everything changed. Apocalypse was in charge, and the world was crazy chaotic. All sorts of amazing, nutty things happened. That was a very popular sort of storyline. It endured. It came 10 years after there was like a 10-year anniversary set of stories that were told in the Age of Apocalypse. Then finally, years later, Uncanny X-Force kind of included Age of Apocalypse in their Dark Angel saga, which was epic and very cool, and I loved. And then from that resulted in ongoing Age of Apocalypse uh, series, which wasn't that great and actually kind of fizzles out recently. But the point is that in that story where Wolverine and X-Force go into the Age of Apocalypse, Wolverine encounters Jean from the Age of Apocalypse. For the first time since she died, they had kind of like a thing going because Jean in that reality is actually married to Wolverine, who at that point had become kind of like the heir to Apocalypse accidentally. So there was like all this sort of sexual tension and like really interesting interactions because they're both missing each other in like the actual form from their respective realities. They're both missing them. So it was really cool. And I really liked that story. And I was kind of hoping that she would be brought into the normal universe, Earth 616, but she wasn't. But now we have this young Jean Grey from the young original X-Men team being brought into the present. All of a sudden, Jean's alive in the present again. And she's interacting with everybody. Cyclops has seen her, and he's kind of upset about her. Cyclops, the whole thing is that like Cyclops has started this revolution with Magneto, magic, and Emma Frost. And in so they've left the X-Men, like the core X-Men team, which is centered now in the Jean Grey School for Gifted Youngsters. They've left them, and so the whole point was that Beast wanted to bring Cyclops back to what he thought was like a reasonable state of mind by bringing into the present the five original X-Men and hoping that that would somehow convince Cyclops to kind of change his ways. Um, so we're kind of at the early part of the development of this whole situation. It's interesting to see how it's happening, how it's going so far. Um, Angel has recently deserted the original five X Men and the Jean Grey School to join actually Cyclops, like the revolutionary Cyclops and his team. So that's already becoming like an interesting sort of situation because the original five X Men aren't together anymore. Beyond that, Jean herself, who you can see here in statue form, looks fantastic. And would look really great in an all new X Men display with her and all the modern X Men, is actually behaving in interesting ways. Like she developed her telekinesis uh, in the present day, whereas in the original comic it took her forever to develop that. So, or not her telekinesis, her telepathy. She had telekinesis, but she developed her telepathy after having been brought into the present. So she's dealing with having telepathy, and she's being taught how to use it responsibly. Like Kitty is kind of becoming like has become the mentor of the X Men in the present, and she's trying to kind of subdue uh, Jean's sort of inclinations to overuse her powers by like controlling people's minds, etc. And people are like afraid of her, and it's like a very interesting time for the character of Jean Grey and the X-Men and the interaction of the two, and I really love what's been happening. So this statue has become super relevant recently. So this is not just like a throwback statue that kind of harkens back to like an era that originated the X-Men and kind of laid the foundation for what has become this very rich universe, which I'm in love with and just immersed in, obviously. Um, it actually now is completely relevant to the current stories and the most exciting stuff that's happening now in the X books. So I don't know if that was planned by Marvel and Bowen. I don't think it was because Bowen started releasing these like 3 years ago, and when I decided to buy them, it wasn't because of the all new X Men and all that awesome stuff that's been happening. It was because I wanted to sort of honor the original five X Men designs in statue form, given that I'd gone, in a lot of different directions with displays of different eras for the various X-Men teams in statue form. I felt that, it warranted some attention this era that's so important and seminal to, what it has become, like I said, this very rich universe that I am unable to stop exploring and immersing myself in and loving. Why not? It's freaking fantastic. X-Men Forever. Hey. All right, folks. Well, that is as much as I can say about this statue. It was released recently, like I said. You can probably still find it for 1 to 200. No, I'm sorry, like probably around $200. Jean Grey statues tend to like get scooped up fairly quickly, like after the release, because people really love Jean Grey. There's like a she takes like a really special place in every X-Men fan's heart, and so she's the kind of statue that you will not see too many of. As time goes by, collectors will permanently scoop her up. There's a few other versions of Jean in statue form. There's the 90s version, Jim Lee era statue, which I have yet to feature, which I will at some point soon. There's the Phoenix statue of her. There's actually a Black Queen version of her, putting her like in the Hellfire Club setting in the Dark Phoenix saga before she becomes the Dark Phoenix. I don't have that statue. There's the Dark Phoenix statue. There's the X Factor Jean Grey. There's a lot of Jean Grey, but people love Jean Grey, so this is another Jean Grey statue to add to that collection. And so um, there are it's just she's the sort of character people love. So like final word I've already said. If you want her, get her now before she's hard to find, especially if you're trying to make the set of the original 5 X-Men. Because I have a feeling there will be some collectors that will get her just to have Jean, and then other collectors that want to have the 5 are going to be, left missing a few of them because they're not sold as a set. So it's going to be an interesting situation for those people that are looking to make a set later in the future where it becomes scarce to find certain pieces. Fortunately for me, I'm getting these as they're being released, so I don't have that problem. Yay! Alright folks, thank you so much for checking out my video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for checking out my blog. My blog is X-Men Statues of Future Past.blogspot.com. Thank you for checking out my YouTube channel, which you're probably watching right now. My YouTube channel is Dr. Remy LeBeau's X-Slayer. And as always, folks, X in the box, because ain't nobody checking me. I'll catch you all very soon. Take care of yourselves, and goodbye.